Hi everyone, welcome to another video. I'm very excited for today's video. Let me show you what I'm going to be talking about. So here is a GitHub repo called Amadeus GPT, and this is a repo that is from the developers of DeepLabCut, and it allows you to use large language models like GPT-3, GPT-4, and some of the newer ones to query using natural language um, to use large language models to query your DeepLabCut data and to extract information from it. So for example, how much time does the mouse spend in the middle of the open field? So if you are not a coder, this could be a significant struggle for you to understand how to go about designing a script that will allow you to extract the information that you need. But through OpenAI's models, um, you can utilize its ability to code for you so that you have access to machine executable code. And they have done a great job of describing how to go about installing the environment, how to set up your API key, so on and so forth, and how to get started. So um, it works really well. However, the OpenAI access is not free. And on top of that, OpenAI, I have zero clue about how they utilize research material. For example, if I use OpenAI to query some of the data that is unpublished in my research, that to me, that gives me uncomfortability that I'm giving access to my hard work that I've spent sometimes years developing methods um, to do behavior analysis or to rare animals to a point where I am doing behavior with them, and that data is now being taken up by some corporation that I have no idea what they're going to do with it. So that gave me a little bit of uncomfortability. So what I did was I created a script that allows me to utilize large language models locally using Llama and to interface with my data using large language models. And let me quickly show you what I'm talking about. So Llama is very user friendly, and this is my opinion. And of course, some of you might disagree. Um, they have they have large language models here, which you can download onto your local device or uh, through Colab. You can utilize these models of different parameters are available. I opt for the instruct models that are um, not quantized so much. So for example, I might choose here something like 7 billion instruct Q8, for example, something like that, which is a little bit larger model, like 9.1 gigabyte. So you will at least need 9 to 16 gigabyte of RAM on your system to be able to utilize this model locally. And that I can show you in a different video if enough people are interested in how to set up large language models locally so that you can use them for analyzing data from DeepLabCut. But in this video, let me go back to this. I want to showcase some of the things that are doable just locally on your own computer using the local large language models. So I have a script open in the background, and I'm going to go ahead and run this. So here I should give credit to Amadeus GPT's team. I have downloaded example of elevated plus maze, their data, and converted it to CSV file to be able to use it, and also their elevated plus maze 11 MP4 example that they have on their GitHub. So I'm using uh, these these materials that are taken from them. Also, my approach is a little bit inspired by them. However, mine is not as complicated and as complex as what they are doing. So just bear that in mind. So here I am going to draw an ROI on the frame that is extracted from the video. And now I'm going to label my ROI, and this is an elevated plus maze example. So I will call this one open arm. Now it goes on to tell me that I can refer ROI directly in my query or question that I want to ask. And these are the available body parts in case I want to specify a certain body part. So let's ask it some easy one. How much time did the animal spend in open arm? And I will specify the body part. Let's pick neck for this. So how much time did the animal's neck spend in open arm? And I will press enter in just a second. So in the background, this is what's happening with my GPU and CPU. CPU, by the way, keep this in mind that I have OBS open, so these statistics may not reflect what is actually going on. So the answer is back. The answer is the animal spent approximately 273.30 seconds in open arm, which is great. You know, it's very easy to understand what it's giving me. I can also ask it how many times did the animal's nose, for example, enter the open arm. And here again, it will take a few seconds. And this again depends on your system, how quickly this gets performed. So the animal entered open arm 22 times. So this is fairly a good time for inference. And again, in the background, large language model is being used that is running locally on my own GPU and CPU. And therefore, everything in terms of data is staying on my GPU and CPU. Nothing is leaving. No internet is being used, and you can see that, monitor that on the Wi-Fi that I have here. Now this again boils down to what large language model you want to use. I've designed it in a way that this is an agent that is going to do work for you based on the query, and your query is basically going to be more important than what the large language model is going to do for you. So how you ask it certain questions is going to determine how good of a response that you get out. Okay, so this is just something that I was doing in my spare time. I think this project is a pretty good idea to develop into uh, into a full project. However, it does take a lot of time to research and to understand how large language models work, how to engineer certain things. So I would appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up, so that I would also know in the future whether to provide this code and make it available for people. And if enough people are interested, and I will know that by how many likes I get on this video and how many comments you guys leave me, I would know whether there is an interest in something like this, in this kind of an application of large language model. So please leave a comment or a thumbs up to let me know if you're interested. Thank you so much.